Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understand.
Hi, welcome to Studio 55. Y'all know where I'm at, out in nature. So today's topic is going to be things I learned about myself and things that I am currently working on. I would call it like shadow work, the shadow side of myself, and it's a lot. But it's a lot, but I'm only going to hit 3 topics today, and those 3 topics will be people pleasing, passive aggressiveness, and also and setting boundaries. That's the top one. I don't know how I forgot that one, but setting boundaries, that should be number 1. But okay, y'all, sorry about that. I had to change my little location, not location, but I just had to move over a little bit because it was kind of dark where I was sitting at. So, shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is looking more, well, I'm going to say what shadow work is to me. Shadow work is looking at the shadow part of yourself, the qualities, the attitudes, the things that you really don't show people to an extent, like I'm not gonna say the dark side of you. I'm just gonna say the shadow side of you, the parts that you really don't want people to know about or people to see, or you know, things that you need to work on basically within yourself. That's shadow work, working on that shadow part of yourself. So when I got on this journey of rediscovery, I really had to figure out what are the qualities that I don't like about myself. Why am I getting these same results? And why am I tolerating certain things or doing or living my life a certain way? So when I started thinking like that, I came across the term shadow work when I was researching and figuring out, trying to figure out all the stuff that was going on in my head. So I was doing my shadow work, and when I was doing it, when I felt like I came across an issue within myself, like my passive aggressiveness, I would write it down in my journal, and then I would reflect on it. Okay, like why am I like this? When do I get like this? What are the ways that I can help it? And when I did my research and I found out about those things, I would just write it down. I feel like writing it down gets my thoughts out, and it's easier for me to see it on paper and read it back to myself. So I had to recognize what my passive aggressiveness was stemming from. I learned that it stemmed from my childhood and how I learned to deal with conflict and communication. And once I knew where it was coming from and what exactly it was, and I was able to figure out how to change those things. So, and figure out my triggers. How to change, and how to change my reaction to those triggers. So, one of the ways that I am improving on my passive aggressiveness is, like I said, not being a people pleaser, setting my boundaries, and letting someone know what offends me or what I may not like. Now, it's not that I don't know how to articulate it. The thing is, I don't know how to articulate it in a nice way. Like I said, I'm a Taurus, I'm a bull. It takes a lot to piss me off. And once I'm pissed off or triggered, I hold my tongue, because I feel like if I don't hold my tongue, it's going to come out very blunt, very rude, very mean. And then again, and then when I say it, I'm like, oh, if I react like that, then my next reaction is, oh man, I shouldn't have reacted like that. I don't want that person to have their feelings hurt, or I don't want them to think I'm being mean. And I just had to learn that I can be fair, I can be nice, and I can be fair, but not at my, I don't have to be too nice at my own expense, if that makes sense. I don't have to overextend myself so much for people. I figured out the passive aggressiveness part of myself and how it's linked to people pleasing. One of the ways that I saw, that would help me get through those 2 things was setting boundaries. Setting boundaries with people, places, and things. And setting boundaries is top tier, one of my goals. I'm learning that once I set the boundaries and speak my mind, if something offends me or makes me mad or I might be just having a bad day or something, and I just triggered. I feel like if I address the issue first instead of holding on to it, that would help me with my passive aggressiveness because I'm like directly confronting the person or the thing that is pissing me off at the time. Like, I know people are going to get on your nerves, people are going to do things, or things are going to happen in life that trigger you. But I feel like setting boundaries with people, especially people, and letting them know where you stand and what lines not to cross is very that's something everyone needs to do. And I'm just now learning how to do that, to be honest. So, for example, like if my husband pisses me off, I'm gonna bring it up. Whether I feel like, oh, because before I said, oh, I don't want to nag him about it, and then it will piss me off, and then I'll be mad at him for like 2 hours, and he won't know why. So that's like an example of my passive aggressiveness. So addressing the issue right then and there, and just setting the tone, or not setting, well, setting the tone and the boundary for what I didn't like. So say if he left his clothes on the couch downstairs instead of taking them up, I have to, address it, because if I don't address it, he'll keep doing it, and then it's gonna piss me off, and then I'll be back at square one in the passiveness, not talking to him over the little stupid things. Don't judge me, y'all. I'm a work in progress. But the fact that I can address some of my issues, I feel like the key issues that are limiting me from growing to my fullest potential, I feel like now that I know those things and I can address those things, it's easier for me to handle those things and learn how to operate in it. And the thing about shadow work is you're not trying to get rid of those negative or not so good qualities about yourself. You're not trying to get rid of them. You're learning how to operate in this world with them. Instead of them always being a negative, learning when and where and how to use them. I feel like it's the key to shadow work, because you don't have to totally like dismiss them. And that's what people get it messed up at. Like they feel like they have to dismiss they have to dismiss, the things they need to work on about themselves, and not acknowledge it and think, oh, things will change on their own, or things will, get better on their own. But no, you have to be the person to do the work, recognize what needs to be done within you. And then once you recognize what's wrong within you and you fix those things, everything else on the outside, I'm learning, will figure itself out. You don't have to do so much people pleasing. You don't have to walk on eggshells, because you're living authentically in your truth. And that's what I feel like I am currently learning how to do, and that I am striving to do every day. Living in my truth, being authentically me, and acting, technically, like speaking up for myself, speaking up for the things that I want, that I desire, things that I need, and my point of view about certain things. So on this journey right now, on this journey of self-discovery and this journey of self-love and figuring myself out and know who I am, setting boundaries is number one. Number two, passive aggressiveness. And number three, people pleasing. Like I said, passive aggressiveness and people pleasing works hand in hand for me. And I feel like once I conquer this passive aggressiveness, I can get over this people pleasing quality about myself and learn, like I said, learn to work with the energy instead of trying to change the energy or ignoring the energy. I have to learn how to work with the energy. So yeah, so that's a little quick little story time from me. Please leave any comments if you have any shadow work that you're currently working on, or any shadow work that you feel like you need to address or maybe need help with addressing. I'm open to all the commentary so we can continue to learn and grow with each other. And yes, I look forward to talking to y'all, and I will see y'all next week. Thank you. Thank you.